I haven't seen a proper tier list for setup upgrades on YouTube, so I thought I'd make it based on the items that I have in my setup. I'm not going to talk about the obvious stuff like your monitor, desk, PC, mouse or keyboard. Those are essential in any setup, so there's no point ranking those. Instead, I'll be focusing on upgrades that actually make a difference. Things like a microphone, a monitor arm, speakers and more. So we've got S tier. These upgrades are essential and can significantly improve your setup. A tier are items that are important, but they're not a must have. B are nice to haves, but nothing game changing. C depends on your use case or something that's just personal preference. And finally, we have D tier, something that I would not recommend unless you have all of the above. Note that this is just a fun video based on my personal experience. Every item on this list is something I've used in my setup, so if something isn't included like a monitor stand, Govee hex lights or a stream deck, it's simply because I haven't tried it myself. Now let's get into the video. A monitor light bar is one of those upgrades you don't realize you need until you try it. It improves visibility, reduces eye strain and saves desk space compared to a traditional lamp. It's not essential, but it's a really solid upgrade, so it goes into A tier. A monitor arm is one of the best upgrades you can make. It frees up tons of desk space, gives you better ergonomics, and makes your desk look super clean. I can't go back to a standard stand after using one. This is an absolute S tier upgrade. A microphone might seem like an S tier upgrade, but hear me out. It really depends on how you use your setup. If you're streaming, recording, or constantly on voice calls, a good mic is important. But if you're casually gaming with friends, a decent headset mic does the job just fine. So while it's great to have, it's not essential for everyone. C tier. If the microphone is riding in C tier, then the boom arm is basically its sidekick. It keeps your desk clutter free and gives you better mic positioning, which is great for recording or streaming. But let's be real, if you're not using a mic often, it's an extra mechanical arm taking up space. That's why it's in C tier. It's handy, but only if you actually need it. Floating shelves and pegboards are a solid way to add both storage and style to your space. If you're working with limited desk space, they help keep things organized, while also doubling as a way to display collectibles, plants, or whatever fits your aesthetic. Plus they're super versatile. You can stack them, stagger them, or mix and match to create a unique look. They're a great addition to any setup, but not a must-have. B tier. RGB makes everything better, right? While that might be up for debate, there's no denying strip lights can completely change the vibe of your setup. I have some basic Govee LED lights stuck to the back of my desk, and they add a nice ambient glow that makes the whole space feel more dynamic and immersive. The thing is, they don't actually improve the performance or functionality in any way, and that's why they land in C tier. A good mousepad does more than just look nice. It improves precision, prevents wear on your desk, and prevents your mouse from scraping. I personally use a high-star mousepad because I love the design and print quality. It's a 900x400mm mousepad, giving me plenty of space to move my mouse freely. But some of you prefer smaller mousepads, and that's totally fine. It's all about what works best for you. In my opinion, this is an essential upgrade. It directly impacts how your mouse feels and performs, and once you use a quality mousepad, you'll never go back. Straight into S tier for me. If you multitask, a second or even a third monitor is a game changer. Whether you're gaming, working or streaming, the extra screen space makes everything more efficient. If you have the desk space, this is an absolute must-have, unequivocally S tier. Alright, this might be a bit controversial, but Lego and other decor items like figurines and frame controllers are going into C tier. Don't get me wrong, I love Lego and those little collectibles look awesome. They definitely add personality to my setup, but they don't improve the overall experience or performance. So while they're fun to have, they're not essential for the setup. A messy setup just doesn't feel good to use. Good cable management makes everything cleaner, feel more organized, and even makes cleaning easier. This is one of the most underrated upgrades, and in my opinion, it's 100% S tier. Desk risers can lift your desk, but honestly, they're not that useful for most people. If you need a taller desk, an adjustable standing desk is the better option. They do create extra space for things like controllers, and they do improve the look of my setup. But overall, they're not as impactful as other upgrades, so they'll have to go into D tier. Plants, whether they're real or fake, can completely transform the vibe of your setup. They can add a natural touch that contrasts beautifully with all the tech, making the space feel more alive. Whether it's a few small succulents or a larger leafy plant, they bring in color, texture and freshness, making your setup feel more inviting and enjoyable. Plus, studies show that plants can actually boost mood and productivity, so they're not just there for looks. For those reasons, plants deserve a solid A tier. Alright, that wraps up the video. If you enjoyed, make sure to drop a like and let me know in the comments if you agree with my rankings. Don't forget to subscribe for more setup tips and reviews. Thanks for watching, I'll catch you in the next one.